The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello everyone. I've got some really awesome books to talk about today, also some tea blends and a little bit of meditation. So if you're ready, let's do this. So the first book is Alice Walker's Meridian. And let me just say that Alice Walker is one of the reasons why I'm a writer. I think she is no holds barred, one of the most badass women I've never met, but just read. Just absolutely prolific, intelligent, strong, anything and everything you can think of to describe a truly authentic writer. And you come up with Alice Walker. The first book I ever read by her was The Color Purple, of course. And actually, I saw the movie first, and then I read the book years later. And I love both the book and the movie. So I hadn't read Meridian in over 20 years. So for me, returning to it was like starting all over again. So let me read the back of the book for you. Meridian is a poignant and powerful story of the American South in the 1960s and of one woman who risks her life for the people she loves. Meridian Hill, a courageous young activist, creates peace and understanding by dedicating herself heart and soul to her civil rights work, touching the lives of all those she meets, even when her health begins to deteriorate. With the old rules of Southern society collapsing around her, Meridian fights a lonely battle to reaffirm her own humanity and that of all her people. And about Alice Walker, best-selling novelist, is also the author of 3 collections of short stories, 3 collections of essays, 6 volumes of poetry, and several children's books. Her novel, The Color Purple, won both the Pulitzer Prize and the National Book Award, and her work has been translated into more than 24 languages. Born in Eatonton, Georgia, Walker now lives in Northern California. So I've never met Alice Walker before, but if on the rare chance she happens to watch this video, you are one of my idols. You are one of the reasons why I am a writer now. I have nothing but the utmost respect and love for you. I think you are fantastic. Returning to Meridian was such a joy and a delight, and I can't wait to read your other books a second time around. But solid characters, an excellent history. Again, you feel like you're right there with Meridian, and I love the name Meridian. I think that's a beautiful name. So for Alice Walker's Meridian, it does receive 5 pots of excellent tea. I was sad to end the book, but thankfully with Inglewood Public Library, thank you so much for having this book, they do have most of her other works, so I'll be checking them out very soon. Plus, I recently received a tablet, so I've been checking out library ebooks as well, and I think I put all of her books on ebook format on hold as well. So, but yes, Alice Walker, Meridian is an excellent book about a strong woman who does what's right. That's really it. She does what's right. Despite the trials and tribulations that she goes through, she stays the straight and narrow. And I just love her and the other characters for it. So many thanks. Thank you, Alice Walker. Thank you so much. All right, and now the second book, which is completely the opposite in terms of genres, but I fell in love with this. Okay, so let me just back up. I love horror books. I'm not a fan of the overly gory stuff because I have a really active imagination and I can't tell the difference between what's real and what's made up. But I do like a good horror novel. I like to be scared out of my freaking mind. And I love folk horror and a lot of eldritch horror too. So I love horror that has, you know, mythos and legends and creatures that you can't possibly fathom to even imagine. And yet they're standing right there breathing on you and you're thinking, I'm going to die or turn into one of these, but what a ride. So what am I talking about? This is part of the Bone Orchard Mythos. This is Tenement. This was one of the best eldritch horror graphic novels I've ever read. Every time I've read anything dealing with the Bone Orchard, I devour it. I love it. I want more. I want more. So let me read the back of it for you. From the Eisner Award-winning creative team behind Gideon Falls and Primordial comes the most significant and essential project yet in the bold and ambitious new shared horror universe of the Bone Orchard Mythos. In Tenement, Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino bring you the story of 7 residents of a building and the dark secrets that bind them together. It begins with a sinister death, leading the neighbors on a mind-melting and horrific journey to save their own lives and each other's. As they find their way home, the secrets of the Bone Orchard are finally revealed in this critical chapter that readers have been waiting for. So this particular graphic novel, this is Tenement 1 through 10. But this, you know, I was trying to kind of figure out the Bone Orchard mythos and, like, you know, what is going on here and why do I want more of it? This one explains it. It really does. And I will admit, I read the section 3 times because I just wanted to make sure that I was reading what I thought I was reading. And when I went, yes, I'm reading exactly what I think I'm reading, then the whole story just got a lot darker, sinister, and way more powerful than what's portrayed in these pages. If you love a good horror story, or if you've been following the Bone Orchard mythos anyway, Tenement is the way to go. And I read this in 2 hours, and I handed it to my boyfriend and I said, you just need to read it. Your mind will be effing blown away. I'm trying not to cuss so much this year, and so far it's not working. But yes, the eldritch horror, the graphics, the story, the characters and how they come together. It always has to be 7. What was the line that I really liked? Let's see. Where is it? Oh yeah, 7. There are 7 of them. That much I am almost certain of. You see that all throughout the book and you're like, okay, 7, what's the big deal? It's a really big deal, and there's a reason why it always has to be 7. It terrified me, and to be redundant, I wanted more. I cannot wait for the next story in this mythos because it is absolutely fan-effing-tastic. So Tenement, the Bone Orchard mythos, does receive 5 pots of eldritch tea. It was excellent. Just loved it. I really loved it. And many thanks to the Arapahoe Library System for having this book. Thank you so much. All right, so getting to the tea portion. So the tea that I'm drinking today is an oldie but goodie. I actually had this is part of my tea company, and I haven't had it in stock for 2 years, and I feel terrible about this. But thanks to me being the recipient of a small business grant, yay, I was able to get this blend and many others back in stock. So if you follow me on social media, or if you follow Viridian Tea House, you'll know, I'll let you know about the blends that have come back in stock. But for right now, I've got 2 oldies but goodies. So the first one is one of my green tea blends. This is 3.14159 tea blend. And like I said, this is one of my green teas. And I'm a big math nerd. And when I created this blend, I said, this is perfect. Absolutely perfect. The ingredients are sencha tea, orange peel, ginger, and juniper berry. So it kind of gets your little gray cells going. And you can find this in both regular and sampler sizes at my shop, viridianteacompany.com, like I always put in the YouTube chat part. And now the tea that I've prepared, my oldie but goodie, my Tea Muse Herbal Tisane with my lovely Tea Muse on the label. The artwork was done by renowned artist Brittany Lewis. Hi Brittany, if you're watching. And so this was inspired by my imaginary friend, my tea muse. And for a while, I was writing little short snippets where she and I would get into shenanigans, and I would post it on my blog, which is no longer active. Well, then I created a new muse for my violin, and it just kind of exploded. And then I stopped writing the snippets. So I do have plans to put all those snippets together, kind of fill them out a little bit more, and make a book, independently published. And I also have an origin story for my tea muse as well, which might be part of the book. I'd like to get working on it this year, so when I have it ready, I'll be talking about it through social media and also with Viridian Tea House. So, but for now, you can get the tea blend. This is an herbal tisane, which means that there's no caffeine. And one cool thing about it is because it's made with butterfly pea flower, it's blue. I told my customers whenever they would buy it, the longer you let it steep, the bluer it's going to get. And this, and I specifically chose one of my glass mugs, as you can see, it's like the color of ink or like dark teal. So the ingredients with this one are butterfly pea flower, spearmint, lemon peel, and watercress. So this is why it looks kind of like a teal bluish kind of color instead of like a navy blue or something. But from me to you, a little bit of my tea muse, Herbal Tisane. So the two ingredients I'm immediately getting right now are the spearmint and the lemon peel. The butterfly pea flower has a very faint taste to it. A lot of times it's made with lemongrass. There was a tea company that I tried their butterfly pea flower. I think they're from Indonesia or something like that. And it was butterfly pea flower and lemongrass. And it was a very beautiful tea. But this, you get a minty kind of citrusy, flowery. The watercress, if you're familiar with watercress or nasturtium as it's called, it's gonna add a little bit of spice. So I'm not getting it right now because it is kind of hot, but I bet as the temperature goes down, the watercress is gonna come up a little bit more. It's not gonna be like a spicy ginger, but you are gonna be able to kind of taste a little, it kind of makes you kind of, oh, okay, I'm feeling the nasturtium. So another sip. Still getting the spearmint, still getting the lemon peel. The butterfly pea flower is kind of faint in the back, but the watercress, my mouthfeel kind of gets the barest hint of the spice of the watercress. But all in all, there's no caffeine. You can drink this all day and you can enjoy the nice blue color of the tisane, and it doesn't stain your teeth. So, and with that, let's do a breathing meditation with tea or water. So make sure that you find yourself in a comfortable position in a quiet space where you'll not be disturbed. We're just going to focus on our breathing. We're not going to chant. We're not going to have any pictures in our mind. But if you do find yourself thinking of your grocery list or the stresses and woes of the day, just pause it, mentally tell yourself thinking, and allow the thought to go on while you return to the breath. And then when we're done, we're going to have a sip of our water or our tea. So if you're ready, let's begin. And now let's end this breathing meditation with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come back into focus. And now let's have a sip of your water or tea. That's delicious. So that's all I have for today. Oh, one more thing. So on February the 8th, I will be doing Viridian Tea House live. If you follow me on social media, you'll see the little post that I made about it. If you do sign up, you will receive a regular full bag of tea, plus a set of 5 tea bags and 2 stickers. And you will be invited to join me on a Zoom chat where we talk about what books we're reading, what's going on with us, checking in, and a meditation, and maybe something else, whatever comes to mind. But it's probably going to be about a 30 to 40 minute call. So if you are interested, if you follow me on social media, then please send an email to viridiangirl7450@gmail.com for more information. And I hope to see you there on February the 8th. It's going to be set 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, so you figure out with reference to where you are in the country. But I just thought this idea has been milling around in my head for years, and I thought, this is dumb. I'm not going to do this. Nobody's going to be interested. And then today I said, Sydney or the bush, let's do it. And even if it's just me and one other person, I want to do this. Just a way for us to enjoy a little tea and talk. That's all. So if you're interested, please reach out to me and I'll give you all the information. So until then, take care of yourself and each other. Raise your teacup high, and remember that to enjoy tea, or to drink tea, is to enjoy life. I don't even know my own slogan. So to drink tea is to enjoy life. I will see y'all really soon. Bye for now.